Polokwane. To you, Limpopo, and the rest of the country, we are coming to you live from Jack Buerta's Hall in Polokwane, the economic hub of Limpopo. And we're live on the Parliamentary Channel 408. And we're here for the presentation of the State of the Province Address, the last one for the Premier. And in an hour, we will welcome the first citizen of the province, Premier Chupu Stanley Mathabata, as he presents how the provincial government performed on issues of service delivery to the citizens of the province. The Premier will also outline the program of action for the new financial year. And this presentation comes at the end of the 6th administration. Yes, we are transitioning. And we as a province joins the rest of the country in celebrating 30 years, can you believe it? 30 years of freedom and democracy. Limpopo was born when the three homelands of Leboa, Gazankulu, and Venda, as well as Transvaal Provincial Administration, were amalgamated into one provincial administration. And back then, it was called the Northern Province. But yeah, here we are now, the province of Limpopo. This posed unique challenges which should be a consideration whenever one looks at the track records of past administration that were at the helm since the dawn of democracy. During this momentous occasion, the citizens of the province will have an opportunity to hear what the government has in store for them. And throughout this broadcast, we are going to be exposed to views expressed by citizens of this province pertaining to milestones and challenges as they relate to government services. I am your host, Mamoro Matleviane Ntuli. And to help me navigate through this mammoth task, I'm joined by the esteemed political analyst. The first one, Professor Takalane Mashao from the University of Venda. Prof, who do it? I see next to you, Prof, you have a beautiful, beautiful lady by the name of Dr. Lebogang Tiego Legodi. Hi, Doc.
Good morning, Mamoro and the viewers at home.
And how's the morning?
The morning is great. We're just looking forward to hear what the Premier has in store for us.
Quickly, as a point of departure, this year, a very significant year in South Africa, but even more significant in the province. What do you have to say about that, Prof? What does this year mean for the country, but in particular for this province and for this moment?
You know, this year, 2024, marks 30 years of democracy in South Africa, and the people of the province are here to listen to the Premier on what the challenges were, the achievements were from 1994 up to now. This is where we are looking for, and the people of this province are looking for, and what is going to happen in the future. That is what is expected.
And his last one as the Premier of the province, 2 terms, and today is his last SOPA, or State of the Province address. Doc, do you think Premier Stanley Chupu Mathabata, do you think he is leaving a vacancy or a legacy?
Look, Mamoro, like you just mentioned, this is the last address by the Premier. He came in at a time when, 5 provincial departments were under administration as per the Constitution. And I think, there are a lot of, successes that, we can trace with, his administration. But also there are quite a number of shortcomings that, we have to deliberate on.
All right. Thank you so much. So in a nutshell, you agreeing that he's leaving a legacy?
Definitely.
Not a vacancy. All right. Thank you so much. Let's see what's happening. There are many activities around us. Let's go where it is happening outside. Let's zoom into the space and see what is happening. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful, the parade there taking place. Remember when the premier comes in Prof and Dog, he will be walking around the parade just to make sure that even if it's his last supper, but he's still in charge of the province. Isn't it beautiful?
It is. It is.
All right, and it is now our time to check out the red carpet. On the red carpet, we have Immaculate Cindi and Adele van der Linden. I call her the real one. I'm not sure if you're ready that side. Immaculate, are you ready?
I'm ready. Wow, Mama Ho, listen to that, listen to that, listen to that. But as you know, red carpet is a build-up of the State of the Province address, which is the final one for Premier Stanley Mathabata, also marking the end of the final sixth administration. But in the red carpet, Mamoho, as we have seen behind us having this cultural group, we also gonna be looking at the office bearers. What is it that they are looking like, and what could have inspired their look? And of course, I'm not alone. I'm with my colleague here who's looking gorgeous. Adele, what do you think the red carpet has for us?
Well, you know what, we are expecting beautiful ladies, colorful outfits and smiles all around, because we are the fun part of SOPA 2024, just before we move over to the serious stuff. And I don't think we'll be disappointed at all. I think I've seen one or two outfits here that really, I mean, you don't even recognize our politicians. It's beautiful. But you know what? Limpopo is about color and sound, and therefore we have entertainment here behind us. Who are they?
We have the Sepedi cultural group dancers called Rutang Mbanadi Taola to entertain us. Listen to this, Adele. You must just get
Can't wait.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You know, Limpopo is the home of culture, the cultural, rich cultural diversity. That is the Sepedi music. I think it's Dinaka. Beautiful, beautiful music. But a quick one. Doc mentioned something when I was asking if Premier Mathabata is leaving a vacancy or a legacy, and she said definitely a legacy. And also mentioned that he came in at a time when things were very rough in the province. 5 departments under administration. I just want Prof to quickly, before we zoom into some of the achievements, but to quickly talk to the governance. In this case, looking particularly on the over 10 years of a premier being at the helm of the province, just governance issues.
Yeah, he came immediately after the Section 100 proclamation, which was done to the province by the national government. And then he changed that to such a like the 5 departments that were under administration, he turned them and have clean audit. The unqualified clean audits came through his term of governance, which is, of course, the legacy that is living, to say that the government is now government which has clean audit, which is very, very important to the people of the province, also the government itself.
Okay. All right, I'll get to you, Doc. But now, one of the highlights of achievements by the outgoing administration are the 3 Limpopo investment conferences that were held. And the province was also able to secure several pledges from the private sector. And some of those investments that materialized are a pack house by ZZ2 for produce like tomatoes. You know, we are very big on tomatoes, lychees and avos. Our avos are the best. But also the Shekinah Lion and Game Lodge. Let's see what benefits have been unleashed by these investments.
ZZ2 had pledged 128 million rands for the construction of a pack house in Mopani region. So far, a total value of 128 million commitment has already been spent. The pack house is expected to be fully operational in April, May this year. This project is expected to create 250 jobs when fully operational. These are all the commitments that were made during the investment conference.
Kina Tainos Mawila, ki Shuma Moses 2, Pekas Yaren, I tumles Ogabu 2021, in the cold room, Re Pakela Pekas Yangwa Moses 2 BHB. Then ga 2022, Ravari Global Yona and Holy Yamu Gates. Then Ravar Tomo Shuma. More Shuma Lanivan. Rahona di Raso 200 ton to 400 ton per day. Re Shumela Lima Liti Plasnia, Jitu Jaga Montegam. Rahona di Rederwa Pegala Jonagamagam. Who differentiate the Fruja one alajari and alajari getting one then Rishumsari PUC re Pegari Evos. Then I was an lorry grade or a number 1, number 2, number 3. And the number 1 jaren re export lagant. Then result in a level Europe, Asia, Africa. Because are na ija karolo mo ustawa servo no sona mo house. Re khona uja re agnore ga lebian. Re na le 370 abad. En watu ba hirilong mo annually asi agnore ba jere as a permanent.
The Shekinah Lion and Game Lodge has already spent 47 million rands of the 60 million commitment for this hospitality project in the Waterberg region. Once in operation, the facility will create permanent jobs through hospitality services.
I'm Aubrey Pfeiffer from Shekinah Lion and Game Lodge, Valwater, Limpopo, together with Mr. Shiala, Tabelo Shiala, my partner. We started 2019 to develop this lodge, Shekinah Lion and Game Lodge. What we offer to the clients is the following. We have nice rooms, first in Africa, first in the continent, that you will be able to sleep with a lion or tiger, and you will experience all their behavior during daytime, nighttime, and you can even bath. They will lie next to you, very safe.
This is the toilets. This is his and her showers. This is your jacuzzi bath. And the lion sleeps here.
There's no ways that any of the predators will get through the windows. It's a 51 millimeter thick window, and you will, even if you're lying in bed, they will lie right in front of you. If you watch TV, they will be on your left-hand side watching TV with you. If you want to have any beverages, they will sit next to you. So what we're doing at Shekinah is we're not selling rooms. We want to sell you the experience. You will experience something that you will never experience anywhere else in the world. Currently we have 14 staff, and that figure will stay there until we're fully operational and finish off the project, which will be at the end of April. That gives us another 10 weeks from now. And then after that, we were looking at, in total, 58 job opportunities.
Oh, Prof and Doc, beautiful clips that we just watched. Without any further ado, to Doc, the importance of a pack house, especially where as far as food security is concerned.
Of course, Moro, I think, we welcome, the investment or recapitalization of Zebediela Citrus Estate, right? You'd agree with me that, growing up, Zebediela has always been known as, Dinamuneng, right? And it has also been, the biggest in Southern Hemisphere in terms of, citrus, amongst other things. So I think this recapitalization would allow, the people in Zebediela to get work, which also, responds to the question of unemployment, right? And also taking jobs to where the labor is. I think that also would speak to, the need to decentralize, industries.
And Prof, the importance of the pack house, not only in as far as food security is concerned, but agro-processing.
The agro-processing and also exporting, it makes a lot of money, and it makes people to get employment. Like what the manager was saying, that we have employed people permanently. That is helping a lot in terms of unemployment rate. It reduces unemployment rate and also alleviate poverty. So I think the pack house is helping a lot, especially in terms of employment and also exporting the fruits that we have as a province.
Before we move to the next clip, Prof, agriculture is one of the three economic pillars of the province. The others are tourism and also mining. We will zoom quickly into the tourism pertaining to Shekinah Lion and Game Lodge. But generally, how do you think agriculture performed under the leadership of Premier Mathabatha?
I think it performed well. If you go to statistics, it's the one which is giving more GDP, and the GDP coming from agriculture and in Limpopo, so it covers also the country. So the intervention and enabling the farmers to do their work is assisted a lot in GDP of the province.
Thank you so much. There's still so much to digest and dissect, but right now it's time for Red Carpet. Adele, Immaculate, are you ready?
I am so ready, Mamoho. With me, I have the executive mayor of Capricorn, Mamidou Pitifo. I told you that Red Carpet is all about royalty. The executive mayor, can you make a turnaround for us? And please take us through your design. What inspired this beautiful dress?
Well, I'm dressed by Anna, and I must just say that this color is gold here, representing victory. This is basically to appreciate the achievement that have been done under the Honorable Premier Chupu Mathabatha in the past 5 years.
Oh, and are you having any expectation of his address today? What is it that you are hoping that he will deliver?
My expectation is that the Premier will first outline all the achievements in the previous 5 years that he has been the Premier of the province, and he will further outline more the programs that the province has for the next years. But importantly, I think the Premier must focus more on infrastructure development, and he must also focus more on youth empowerment and also economic economic recovery strategies that he has for this province.
Thank you so much. I enjoy the rest of your day. And Mamoko, I'm just going to hand over to my colleague on the other side, Adele. Adele, over to you.
Thank you, Immaculate, our golden girl. But I also have somebody here who's worth her weight in gold. It is Miss Bachelorette, our Limpopo finest. Her name is Poppy Ramabulana. And Poppy, tell us just quickly in short, what is Miss Bachelorette all about?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Miss Bachelorette South Africa is the beauty pageant that fight against GBV and femicide. You find in most cases that women find themselves in abusive relationships due to lack of finance. So we advocate for women empowerment, financial freedom, as well as women achieving their goals independently. So we're not against being married, but see, if you find yourself in an abusive relationship and you're married and you don't have any source of income, you are forced to stay there. That's where the rates of GBV and femicide will continue going higher. So we are here to advocate against that and to stop. It has to stop in our lifetime.
That is a fantastic message and beautifully dressed traditionally. We're very impressed and we're going to have some more entertainment now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the two beautiful ladies on the red carpet. You're still with me, Mamoho Matlebiani Ntuli, coming to you live from Jack Buerta's Hall in Polokwane. We are on the parliamentary channel, that is channel 408, and I'm still with Prof and Doc, and we're doing the pre-SOPA analysis. Beautiful music, yeah, Doc?
Definitely, we're enjoying it.
Beautiful outfits.
Definitely, I mean, we've seen Mami Dupi, so we can tell that people are out and about.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. And before we zoom into the progress on the Musina Makhado SEZ, can we quickly, Doc, look at the tourism? There was a clip there that we watched, but tourism, especially for the past 10 years, as one of the economic pillars, bearing in mind what COVID did to the sector.
Of course, I think immediately after COVID, we have seen, an increase in, people coming into the country. You'd agree with me that the Limpopo province is literally the gateway into Africa. So there's been a lot of tourism, and I think that is something that should be applauded for in terms of recovery. When it comes to tourism, we have done quite well.
Thank you so much. Without any further ado, let's now zoom into the Musina Makhado SEZ and check out the progress.
Last year during this sitting, we reported that we had to urgently start visible work at the Musina Makhado Special Economic Zone. I'm happy and very pleased, of course, to report that after the approval of the environmental impact assessment, construction work in the north side has commenced with the laying of bulk infrastructure. The construction of the 14-kilometer internal routes has already created immediate opportunities for work seekers and local entrepreneurs. Additional bulk installations such as water, sewer, electricity, and integrated security infrastructure will continue in 2023. It is also worth mentioning that the appeal process in respect of the Musina Makado SEZ South Side Environmental Impact Assessment was concluded on July 2022. This, ladies and gentlemen, honorable members, has paved a way for the completion of the township establishment and the rollout of the requisite bulk infrastructure services. Nevertheless, we are aware of the other parties that continue litigating against the development of the Musina Makado SEZ. We are confident that, as before, we shall overcome this hurdle.
One of the pillars of the Limpopo development plan is mining. And as a province, we have had the misfortune of having to deal with community protest and illegal mining, the Zamazamas and the likes. One of the new operations in the province is out to change this narrative. And let's watch Sefateng Chrome Mine.
Sefateng Chrome Mine is revolutionizing chrome mine with its unique underground shaft. They have invested a substantial sum of 1 billion rands to make this project a reality. This investment has created 350 jobs during the construction phase and provided a long-term source of employment for 600 individuals once production begins.
Sefateng Chrome Mine is a perfect example of a partnership between the private sector and government. This partnership was forged a couple of years ago, and we have succeeded over the years to raise capital in order to start this particular mine. To date, we have invested about 1.2 billion rand. Over the life of mine, which is about 20 years, we intend investing about 3.2 billion rand into this mine. I think any investment like this is important to trickle down into benefits with the communities. At this stage, we have about in excess of 800 people working on the mine, and of the 800 people, more than 80% of them have been recruited locally within the communities. Obviously, we have found good knowledge around mining within these communities, and where there was a shortage, we had sent them on training programs, which speaks to what we do with the community in terms of our social and labor plan, our enterprise development. I have a wonderful example of an enterprise development program where one of the community members approached us and we asked him to remove some of our waste from the mine. Today, he employs a number of people and has actually established his own waste management company in the area. And of course, we have taken him by the hand and nurtured him as a businessman. From a social and labor plan, we have had quite a few projects. To date, we have invested in excess of 30 million rand in terms of social and labor plans, and this includes school. It also includes a mobile clinic, that facility that we have established. We've built community centers, and there's a whole host of other programs that we have in plan. At the moment, we are actually working with the community to make sure that whatever investment we make in terms of the social and labor plan speaks to the needs of the community. What's very important for us is that not only are we taking minerals from underneath the earth, but I think we as a country need to focus far more on beneficiating our mineral resources. We have a wash plant here, but I think that is only the tip of the iceberg. We need to move far further down the value chain in order to extract value locally, instead of sending our richness overseas and then having to re-import that.
Sifateng Chrome Mine, mining generally, just in a brief outline, Prof, how has mining fared under the leadership of the Premier?
The mining also contributed towards the growth of the economy steadily at national level, also in the province. But the problem of illegal mining, it needs intense security, and the security is to be intensified so that it doesn't disturb the growth of mining in the province.
Okay. Doc, we experienced last year as a province, we had the misfortune of losing our beloved First Lady. So we are still trying to come to terms with the loss. We're still reeling from the loss of this champion of the downtrodden. Following is a brief bio of Me Mathabata. As the day sets on the term of the 6th administration, it will be the first time that the Premier of the province delivers the State of the Province address without his pillar of strength by his side. Mema Tabata has been the First Lady of the province since 2013, when the couple came back from a position of ambassadorship in Ukraine. During their tenure in Ukraine, Mema Tabata served in various charity organizations. As the patron of the First Lady Trust, she championed the cause of the marginalized people in society. Annually, she organized functions for domestic workers and female prisoners. She was motivated to uplift those who have fallen through the cracks with the belief that because you are born in a poor environment, that shouldn't be how your story ends. Her social activism was activated when she took part in student politics in the 80s. She was a well-rounded human being who obtained a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Western Cape and a master's degree in development studies from the University of Limpopo. The province of Limpopo is poorer without her.
All right, Mama, your last words to the women of Limpopo?
My last word to the women of Limpopo is that let's work hard, and everything that we aspire, everything that we think we must achieve, it will be achieved. We should not wait for government to assist us, but we can do it for ourselves, through our women of fortitude.
All right, Mama, thank you very much for being there for our women. You see, like, I feel so inspired that you're there and you stand up and you move around and you come down to villages and ensure that you touch base with them. I salute that a lot. A blessed day to you.
Thanks. Same to you.
What a loss, Doc. What a loss to the province. She stood for the poor. She would do anything. She stood for domestic workers, female prisoners. And yeah, Prof, would you agree with me when I say Limpopo is really poorer without the First Lady?
I do agree, because she was a community person. Looking at the clips where she was with community members all over the province, being part of them, dancing with them, and also contributing towards their livelihoods. That was very, very important to the people of this province.
I remember even when she had her birthdays, she would have food hampers giving away to people. You know, when you have a birthday, we expect, in most cases, we expect gifts, you know, to be given presents because it's my birthday. But on her birthday, she would give away hampers, and they were never that glamorous They would be in a community hall where the members of the community would come, celebrate with her, and then she would give those goodies to them. A very, very sad moment it was for the province, and still is. I cannot imagine what the Premier is going through, that for the first time in his life, he will come here and walk the red carpet alone without his pillar of strength. It must be really too hard for him.
Yeah, it's very sad. It's very sad.
Yeah, a very, very sad note there. But be that as it may, can we zoom into the streets and see what is happening, the Premier? Okay. We are waiting the arrival of the Premier any time from now. But before we get there, let me talk to you, Doc, about education. I know we would get to the sanitation, that is the school infrastructure, but can we look at education, how education also performed under the leadership of the Premier? Where were we and where are we now? What can we say? What kind of a legacy is the Premier leaving in as far as education is concerned?
All right, thank you very much, Ma'am. I think, you know, under Premier Stanley Matabata, especially looking at the matric results, we did improve, but I think there's still a room for improvement. You'd agree with me that if you look at, you know, the state in terms of basic education, you know, the staff, it's understaffed. Therefore, you know, there's a need, you know, to assist our teachers for, you know, us to employ people, more people, so that, you know, the quality of education in the province can improve. Not only that, I'm even thinking of, you know, the plans that the Premier had in terms of, you know, early childhood development. There's a need for, you know, more emphasis on that. And I think in general, if we holistically look at early childhood development, we look at basic education as well as higher post-schooling, you know, the question of funding amongst other things. I think all of that would assist, you know, in terms of improving the quality, you know, of our education in the province.
Okay, and over to you, Prof. What is your take on matric results for the past 10 years, and what can you say about the tenure of the Premier in that regard?
You know, I remember the province used to get 40%, 1995, 96. And then when he came, he said, no, the province should get at least 80%. For the past 3 years, he was saying that the province get 10%, and even the documents of the province is 80%. So the province managed to get that 80% that was dreamed for the past few years. And also from getting out of position number last to position number 7, it's an achievement for the province and his legacy lives, which is living. It's there in education too, because usually when they were educably you will be preaching this province should get at least 80%. And it's not at 80% without bachelors. The percentage of bachelors is also higher in that 80%.
All right, and the Premier is quickly advancing, and as and when he's here, we will zoom into what is happening on the streets. The streets of Polokwane are buzz, and on that note, the education note, can we also look at sanitation, the sanitation infrastructure in our schools? You know, in March, from tomorrow, it's March, Human Rights Day, and every year, Human Rights Day, there is that unfortunate incident that happened in the province. But from there, where do you think we are as a province in as far as sanitation is concerned, Doc?
Sure thing, Mamogo. You know, when it comes to the question of sanitation in the province, you'd agree with me that, you know, since, you know, the Premier's tenure, we've seen a sharp decline, right? There isn't really much, you know, pit latrine toilets, but the plan was to eradicate all pit latrine toilets in 2016. So when the president during SONA kept on talking about Dintswalo, in our province we think of Michael Komapi, who lost his life, you know, from drowning in pit latrine toilets. So I think, you know, we need to also look into that and see how we can eradicate pit latrine toilets, because this, as you just mentioned, it's a constitutional violation to the rights of these learners in schools. Thank you.
All right, a lot has been done in that regard, and I think even in his State of the Province address, the Premier would definitely touch on that, the improvement that has emerged in that space. But having said that, let's quickly zoom into health. Remember, the health and education, year in, year out, they get a lion's share of the budget. So it is very important to zoom into that space. For you, Prof, what stands out for you health-wise as the greatest achievement by this Premier?
Yeah, you know, I will also look at the COVID, because it's part of health during his term. The way it was treated, the way people got vaccination, the way he did campaigns on vaccination, district per district. He was there in all districts, encouraging people to get vaccination. And now, looking at what is happening now, the increasing number of hours in our clinics is something which is commendable, because usually clinics would close earlier, but now they're giving services to people in 24 hours services, which is commendable. And the number of clinics that have been built since his arrival in the province.
And what about the academic hospital?
Oh, yes. Yes, academic hospital.
Okay, all right. Without any further ado, the Premier is about to arrive. Let's look. Beautiful, beautiful scenes there. Beautiful, beautiful. What are those things? Trumpets. Do they call them trumpets? Do you know a difference between a trumpet and a saxophone?
No, these are trumpets.
Oh, these are trumpets.
Yes.
Okay. And look how they're marching. Discipline at its core. And all right, and there's the red carpet. Do we have anything from the red carpet?
Yes, thank you. Yes, Mamoho, we have Connie Mbiza here. She's looking lovely in the Xitsonga traditional attire. Absheni, Minjani. And Fukilo Sasekile Namutla. Please take us through your outfit and what inspired this traditional outfit.
Okay, this is a Xitsonga Machangani Shibelani outfit. Today we're told that we must wear traditional wear, so I wore my pride. This is my pride, my language and my tradition. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, and hope you enjoy the address by the Premier.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Premier and his entourage has arrived. Gentlemen, the general salute will now be played and only the Premier will acknowledge the salute. Thank you, Premier. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Premier is in charge. Will now inspect the parade. Premier will descend the parade. Thank you, Premier. The general salute will now be played, and only the Premier will acknowledge the salute. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the national salute will now be rendered. All men in civilian must remove their headdress during the rendition of the national salute. No movement is allowed during the play of the national salute. All members in uniform must salute during the play of the national salute. Ladies and gentlemen, the national salute will now be rendered. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will conclude our proceedings in the form of march past. During the march past, only the Premier will acknowledge the salute. Over to you, Parade Commander. Thank you, Premier. You may descend the podium to the legislature. Thank you.
Sorry.
This is it. This is it. The hour and the minute that we've been waiting for. There is the Premier, the proof. Yeah, and there is the Speaker of the Legislature, Mayor Rosemary Molapo, on the red carpet. And yeah, I wonder what is going on around the streets. How are they feeling? What are they expecting? What is it that they would want the Premier to say to them? What is the present that they expect the Premier to give to them as and when he will be delivering his very, very last State of the Province address? Doc, if you were a fly on the wall in that chamber, what is it that one thing that you don't want the Premier to miss, or you don't want the Premier to finish the whole address without mentioning it?
Can I give you 6? I think for me, one, it's water scarcity, the energy crisis, unemployment, service delivery, corruption in the province, and I think crime. I think those are some of the things that, the Premier should do.
Okay, I wanted one, and then you gave me 6. So what am I going to ask?
There's still more.
What am I going to ask Prof? Okay, Prof, that one thing, or maybe let me be general, 2 things. 2 things that you are eagerly awaiting the Premier to touch on as and when he delivers his last address.
Yes, how to alleviate poverty and also the issue of unemployment, especially to the youth. While
Youth
the majority,
unemployment.
youth unemployment is very, very serious.
Prof, if you were, let's say you are the advisor to the Premier regarding youth unemployment, and I know on the issues of youth, disability, women, those are the issues that I would think he would also touch on. But if you were the Premier's advisor, what would you advise in as far as youth unemployment in the province is concerned?
Skills development.
Okay.
Turning around the system of education.
Okay.
Why we're expecting everybody to pass matric, even those who do not have that capacity.
Okay.
But if you can say that you have this ability in sport, in art, creative art, whatever that can create job immediately after the student has completed his matric, or any grade that he can do. There is a student who once asked his teacher, "Are you still a teacher?" I said, "Yes, I have a plumbing company. Can I employ you? I'll give you more than you are getting." I mean, a plumber who is asking his teacher to come to his company.
Yeah.
So these are the areas that I would say, please, let's go to these areas, especially using our hands.
Okay, just what you were saying, you're reminding me that recently the Premier did a sword turning ceremony for a Limpopo provincial theatre. Doc, how do you think that would assist in as far as unemployment is concerned?
Look, I think it's going to create a lot of employment opportunities for young people in the province. Not only that, I think it would assist, our people in the province to go to our very own provincial theatre. We know that most people in the arts end up going to Gauteng, right? And I think we do welcome, this provincial theatre. And we know the arts are important, and therefore, if we are having this, I think the Premier did mention to say 2026 will be the year. And I think as and when we have, this theatre, the arts in the province will come alive. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Generally, Prof, do you think the education system in South Africa, in the country, do you think it's agile enough and fits into the demands of the labor market? And if not, what do you think can be done?
Not that much. What should be done, like the Department of Basic Education is bringing to the people 3 areas: the technical area, the vocational area.
I'm going to cut you right there, Prof, because we're going right into the chamber. Oh, look at that. People, they filled up the hall, ready to listen to what the first citizen in the province it's gonna deliver to them this day, 29 of Feb. It's a leap year. And we will talk offline what they say about the leap year. But for now, let's go straight into it and listen to what is happening in the precinct now.
Thank you very much. Honorable members will recall that when the House rose in the last sessional year, it resolved that the Honorable Speaker, in consultation with the Honorable Premier, will determine the date, time, and venue for State of the Province Address 2024. It is against this background that I informed this August House that both offices agreed on convening the first sitting at the Jack Borders Hall, Polokwane Municipality in the Capricorn District on this day, Thursday, 29 February. In terms of House Rule 24, read together with Section 2, Subsection 2 of the Powers, Privilege and Immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act 2004 and Section 110, Subsection 3 of the Constitution of Republic of South Africa, Act 1996. I hereby declare the Jack Borders Hall and its surroundings as demarcated as the precincts of the Limpopo Provincial Legislature. Honorable members and guests, before we go to the business of the day, which is the delivery of the State of the Province Address, please allow me to acknowledge our guests of honor who have graced this occasion. I take this opportunity to first of all welcome the Premier of our province, Honorable Chupu Stanley Mathabata, and the members of the Executive Council to this sitting. I acknowledge all the guests of the Premier of the province. I acknowledge all the guests of the Speaker of the Legislature and acknowledge all the guests of the Deputy Speaker of the Legislature. I acknowledge the presence of the Chief Whip and the Deputy Chief Whip of the House, the Chairperson of Committees and Deputy Chairperson of Committees, honorable members of the Limpopo Legislature and their guests, honorable members of the National Council of Provinces and their guests, Honorable ministers and deputy ministers who are present here, I'm told Honorable Minister Nchabeni and Honorable Deputy Minister Mahlobo are also in our midst. You are almost welcome. The Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Lechisa Zinodi, also I'm told is in our midst. You are welcome. Honorable members of the National Assembly, former members of the legislature, and mayors and speakers of district and local municipalities present, you are most welcome. I also take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of the members of the judiciary, the Judge President of Limpopo High Court, and all other judges. Let me also acknowledge the presence of the Provincial Secretary of the ruling party, the African National Congress, Bamusanda Ruben Matashi. Representative of my organization, the ANC, and the alliance partners, SACP, COSATU, and SANCO, you are most welcome. The leadership of other political organizations represented here. I also acknowledge the presence of the chairperson of the Limpopo House of Traditional Leaders, Hosi Ngove, the leadership of Contralesa, kings and queens present here, also you are welcome. The leadership of all religious or faith-based communities represented here. I acknowledge the presence of Director General, Mr. Napin Chabeleng, and the heads of department in Limpopo. Acting Secretary to the Legislature, Dr. Isaac Nkuna, Provincial Commissioner of Police, you are also welcome. I also acknowledge the presence of head of Chapter 9 and Chapter 10 institutions in Limpopo, CEOs and chairperson of state-owned entities, representatives of institutions of higher learning, medical practitioners, and all health professionals, organizations for people with disability, business community, traditional healers associations, the mining community, and the broader civil society and the people of Limpopo and beyond who are watching the proceeding on DSTV channel 408, and those who are connected via social media and various communication platforms. The media houses, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you are most welcome. I'm told, honorable members and guests, that also in our midst, we are having the former Premier, Ngwakura Matlodi. You are most welcome. I have covered all the categories of guests that were brought to my attention this morning, honorable members. But if I might have omitted another category, please accept my sincere apology for the omission. You are all most welcome to the 2024 State of the Province Address. I wish to bring the following procedural matters to the attention of the guest. These are the rules and orders of the House which must be observed throughout the proceedings. I will not mention all the rules, but I will read out the key ones that our guests should note and observe throughout our proceedings. These are demarcated. This area, demarcated with red ropes, is regarded as legislative chamber. The other area outside the chamber is regarded as the gallery for our guests. Those who are seated inside the legislative chamber are the honorable members of the legislature and the NCOP permanent delegates. Those of you seated in the gallery are our guests of honor and patrons. All guests and patrons are not allowed to interfere or interrupt the proceeding in the legislative chamber. Only members of the legislature can participate in the proceeding of the House and must do so by observing the rules of the House at all times. Honorable members and guests and patrons shall listen to the Premier's speech and remain silent throughout the proceedings. No interference, no howling, and no distractions. When entering or leaving the legislative chamber, honorable members and guests are required to bow to the Speaker, and when they leave, they must do so quietly. Cell phones should be switched off or put on silence mode. Taking photos or selfies by guests when proceedings are on is not allowed. Those are but some of the basic rules which must be observed today. Honorable members and guests, let me proceed. This sitting is convened in terms of Rule 13, Sub-Rule 1 and 2 of the Standing Rules and Orders of the Limpopo Legislature, in order to afford the Premier of Limpopo Province the opportunity to deliver the 2024 State of the Province Address of the Limpopo. Today is an extremely important and significant day for the people of Limpopo, and everyone is eagerly awaiting the Premier's address. I wish to take this opportunity to invite the Premier of our province, Honorable Chupu Maramadipekwa Mathabata, to deliver his last State of the Province address. Mahlaja Hlabirwa, badudi ba Limpopo le dinaga mabapi ba nyorilwe, ba nyaka go nwa metsi a sediba go tswa polelong ya lena letšatšing la lehono, sebaka ke sa lena mahlaji. But before, honorable members, before, shall we afford
Oroga chukwa maramadi kwa so khamisha tongari jabana fasi paro ke khaye jameladi ke mata bata kwa bien tumurubari ke monti mano musumutla mana pia tani wa murasi ke wana khoshi wa suta sama kucha ke wana khoshi wa mangala madija pata ni wase faile de sakata kuma na maloku sawara ka simbona sa chama sina mainama ya baike ke moka ga bona mo babadi raba na mata bata ga raba ko buri ba ka polla raba ka tabem cham malaga to mata ba sa na mebe are salanya bona malaga ba ko ma urma sa ba are bana ko ba na mo ko buri ga magale nja ko so ga tele are tele ko bi mo le ga magale isu ga fela ga ba mo rumule ga fatulla kulla na ba go bi girna ba ga so wana ko jiwa gino ga magale di ante sakaya kirra ba ga sianu ge ngasini boko ya go poga ngar go go kholla taba magale gele ko ga me group ya go bifa ya bura se kala samarumo oroba wasi tungola na samana madima ile go tata tutswane mpita ga bo businyeri bara go go businje gale rumo tla go bo sokoro metatala bara go fadi me ga mra go mrasi oroba mona mulia o go tulo ba ya banna bara go busikile banna mullo la bala shire le go mapheto mabiridi o berekile tlo ya mamphile o shumetse Limpopo re ala boga ro buka ga butsi tlo chawa badidi
Gorete ngwanamle. Are the speakers on? Is the mic working? Thank you. Thank you. Speaker of the Legislature, Honorable Rosemary Mulapo, Deputy Speaker, Honorable Stereke Matibe,
Thanks very much,
You may stand up, honorable member.
Come on.
You can address the presiding officer seated, Honorable Maranga.
Ndoi Mabo Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I want to bring this on a point of privilege. Honorable Premier, with due respect, will you please, before you address this house, you take 10 minutes of your time, you apply Batupili principle. Principle number 4, which is the quotas. Principle number 5, which is information. And the principle number 7, which is redress. And then you go out and address the protesting people who are outside. Thank you.
Honorable members, Honorable Premier.
Sit down.
Honorable members, order please. Order, honorable members.
Sit down.
Honorable members, order. Honorable Premier, you may proceed.
Thank you, thank you.
Honorable Speaker, on a point of privilege, ma'am.
Honorable Premier, you may sit down. Honorable Mapolu. Honorable Mapolu.
No, let them quiet.
No, you are taking our time.
Thank you
Honorable
very much. I'm not taking your time. It's colleagues that are taking time. I'm going to make a humble. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to tell this House that it is quite unfortunate that you are not going to prioritize our people outside there. It should be recorded that the ANC government is failing to go and address, and that must be recorded and be placed in the Hansard. Thank you.
Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable Mapolu, I gave you an opportunity. Honorable members, I've outlined the purpose of today's sitting when we started. I said, today's sitting is only to afford our own Honorable Premier an opportunity to talk to the people of Limpopo and nothing else. I've tried to outline that, Honorable Mapolu. Not today. Honorable Mapolu, you are fully aware of our rules, not today. Today's sitting is only for the Honorable Premier's opportunity to talk to our people. Thank you very much. Honorable Shoka.
Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
I think we need to be fair with the rules. As much as we agree with you on the rules that you have outlined, but that does not take away the rules that are in the House, because the point of order is allowed at any given time. What we request for you is to listen to the point of order, make a ruling so that we're able to proceed. But what we're not going to allow is a situation wherein you want to employ your own rules, because Rule 95, Rule 92 of this book is clear in terms of point of orders. It is allowed, and there is no way that you can suspend that rule. As much as we agree on the rules, but on a point of order, may you please, Honorable Speaker, allow us to raise a point of order and make a ruling so that we're able to proceed. Thank you.
Honorable members, I want to respond to Honorable Soka on the same rule, Rule 92. Rule 92 is clear, Honorable Soka. Can you open it? It says, after the point of order, the presiding officer must give his or her ruling. And when it goes further, it says, the presiding officer's ruling on a point of order is final. Let's proceed, honorable members. That is 92. You can read it.
No, I've read. I'm well aware of that, and I agree with you on that one.
Order. May you sit down.
Order.
Sit down.
Order. May you sit down, Honorable Shock.
Are you going to recognize me?
No, I've
But can you also tell your people not to make noise?
Honorable Shoga.
Can you also tell your people,
Honorable
Madam
Shoga.
Speaker?
Why are they howling? Honorable Shoga. Why are they howling? Honorable Shoga. Honorable Shoka, I was responding to the rules that you have raised. So there is no need for you to follow up on the very same issue. May we proceed, Honorable Shoka? Honorable Ramarobel.
Can you protect me, Madam Speaker? Madam Speaker,
Honorable members. Honorable Ramalobela, no, honorable members, allow Honorable Ramarobela to raise his.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm not here on a point of order.
Honorable members, order. Honorable Ramarobela.
I'm on section 93 on the point of privilege, Madam Speaker.
Yes, please.
The time came inside, Madam Speaker, according to the Batupele principle, we had people outside who were crying that they were hungry, they are unemployed. So we just, with due respect for the Premier before he can start this thing, to go and address those people because the real Tintswalos are outside, not inside. Thank you.
Honorable members, I have made my ruling. I am no longer going to take any hand. I have made my ruling. Honorable members, I've made my ruling. It is obvious, honorable members, that you are doing this deliberately. You don't want to see this city moving, so I'm not going to take any hand. I've allowed you an opportunity to raise what you wanted to raise. And I've outlined myself, I've indicated myself that today I'm no longer going to take any point of order.
There is another hand, Madam Speaker.
No.
There is another hand.
Honorable Mananga, I'm no longer going to take any hand. Honorable members, Honorable Premier.
Mara, this one is making
Honorable
noise,
Premier,
man.
may we
Are you
please
assisting
proceed
us?
with the
Thank you, Honorable Speaker of our legislature, Honorable Rosemary Mulapo, Deputy Speaker, Honorable Shereke Matibe, Honorable members of the legislature, our MPLs, former Premier of our province, in fact, first Premier of our province, Premier Advocate Mwakura Mahlodi, Deputy Speaker Ntatele Chisa Tsenuli of our parliament, National Parliament, Minister Ntabeni, Deputy Minister Mahlobo, members of the Executive Council, executive mayors and mayors present here, our Provincial Secretary of the African National Congress, Bamsanda, Ruben Madashe, Kakame, Shulu Shamadi. The leadership of the ruling party, the African National Congress, leaders of the opposition parties, Chairperson of Limpopo House of Traditional Leaders, Hosi Ngove, and your deputy, Pahle Khoshi Ramupudu, all our esteemed traditional leaders present here, former MPs and MPLs, baruti ba rena ka moka ba ba lofa ke bone ba South African Council of Churches ba gona fa ke bone ba Zion Christian Church ba St. Agnes le bona ba gona fa Director General and heads of our departments, stalwarts and veterans of our struggle, the Judge President of our province, Advocate Patudi, and all the judiciary, members of the judiciary present here. Provincial Commissioner of the South African Police Services, General Timbi Khadebe, heads of our Chapter 9 and Chapter 10 institutions, the leadership of all our community-based organizations present here, youth, women, and other community leaders, members of the media, distinguished guests, the people of Limpopo as a whole, the people of Limpopo as a whole, which therefore implies that I'm addressing everybody in Limpopo now. Good morning, Abshi. Goeiemôre, nda. Tobela. Slochile nan mais manor. As I stand before you today, on this significant occasion of delivering my last annual State of the Province address, I am filled with a profound sense of gratitude and reflection. It has been an honor to serve as the Limpopo Premier since 2013, leading our 5th and 6th administration through their journeys and transformation and renewal. What is more profound is that our being here marks 30 years of democracy in South Africa. It has been an illustrious 30 years of responding to the needs and expectations of the people of Limpopo, altering their economic conditions, upgrading them, and affirming their belonging to this beautiful province and our country, South Africa. We are therefore reminded of the scenes that characterized the first non-racial, non-sexist, and democratic elections in April 1994. The journey of stabilizing and growing Limpopo over the years is the evidence of our commitment to good governance, sustainable development, including the provision of public goods and services. The amalgamation of 3 Bantustan governments and the Transvaal Provincial Administration marked a significant step towards unity and progress, Advocate Ramatlodi. It laid the foundation for a single, inclusive, and integrated province. Consolidating Limpopo was an important part of nation building. It was a key strategy to dismantle the racial and ethnic divisions erected by the apartheid regime. We have gone a long way in fulfilling the constitutional mandate to do the following: heal the divisions of the past and build a society based on democratic values, social justice, and fundamental human rights. The journey we have traveled covered transformation and development in critical areas, such as the economy, and the provision of public goods and services like water, electricity, roads, education, health, and homes. Not just houses, but homes. Let us delve into some facts and figures that highlight the progress we have made since our hard-won April 1994 democratic breakthrough. The first democratic elections in April 1994 resulted from our liberation struggle against colonial and apartheid forces and their beneficiaries. It is surprising that sections of these categories still want us to go back. Those who are still saying it was better in Egypt. They spread the false notion that colonialism and apartheid brought about development and better life. Meanwhile, life for the oppressed was synonymous with living in hell. Our democratic breakthrough ushered in our current constitution. This was the first delivery following the first democratic election in April 1994, ushering in of this constitution and taking our people out of the house of hell. Through the constitution, we delivered fundamental human rights to all, regardless of race, gender, color, or creed. Please allow me to pay tribute to our heroes and heroines. I am going as far back as the kings and queens who led our wars of resistance against colonization. I salute the stalwarts who carried on from 1912, January the 8th, by leading our liberation struggle. Our message of heartfelt condolences goes to all the families who lost their loved ones, going back to the beginning of our wars of resistance against the heartless system of colonialization and apartheid. When we achieved our April 1994 democratic breakthrough, less than 30% of rural households had access to electricity. Today, honorable members, we have electrified at least 94.6% of rural households in Limpopo, marking a significant improvement in access to electricity. People in rural areas overwhelmingly depended on firewood to cook and using their three-leg pots. There was deforestation impacting trees and other plants, making them an important source of energy. Forgetting that we're also depriving ourselves from a very important source of oxygen. Now that we have given our people electricity, forests have risen in various areas that were affected, thanks to our massive household electrification program. In healthcare, it is pleasing that we currently have 476 clinics in Limpopo. 216 of our healthcare centers, that is 45%, operates 24 hours a day. In 2010, we reached 80% of access to water, reaching more communities and improving public health outcomes. However, because of various countervailing factors, we have experienced a decline to 69.1% 1%. We are worried about this, and we are hard at work with authorities in the water provision space to improve the situation. But, honorable members, as I continue with this speech, you'll understand the reason why we declined. It's not like we decreased the provision of water to our people. There were other underlying factors that came into play. It is important to note that we have improved access to sanitation to 63.1%, up from 26% in 2002, and up from a far lower baseline in 1994. Our tarred road network has significantly expanded since April 1994. It is now covering rural areas that were neglected before. Places where you never thought you'll ever had a tarred road, you've got tarred roads today. Through this progress, we have enhanced connectivity and improved transportation efficiency, facilitating economic development in our province. At present, our target is to surface 13,800 kilometers from gravel to tar. Ladies and gentlemen, we have worked very hard in education. Our efforts are now visible in improved matric results. We have improved from a 38% matric pass rate in 1996, now at 79.5% in 2024. Our matric pass rate now approximates our 80% target. Madam Speaker, Limpopo's contribution to national economic output over the past 3 decades has improved. In 1996, Limpopo contributed 5.3% to the national GDP. Despite global economic and pandemic crises, our contribution to national GDP reached 7.3% by 2023. This reflects the strategic efforts undertaken by the province to harness its vast natural resources, develop critical sectors, and attract investment. The demographic landscape of Limpopo has undergone a remarkable transformation over the past 8 years. This is evidenced by the consistent increase in the number of our households. From just over 911,000 households in 1996, we have increased to over 1.8 million households in 2022, which means our households have now doubled. Hence, I was saying it does not necessarily imply that we have reduced in the provision of water. It's just that the people, the households, have increased. This substantial growth in households highlights Limpopo's growing population. We have now reached over 6 million people according to the latest census. Our population growth underscores our evolving socio-economic dynamics and governance environment. Particularly, it underlines the expanding demand for public goods, government services, and infrastructure development. The latest census report highlights Limpopo's economic growth, with various sectors contributing to employment creation and development. However, it underscores the importance of addressing the challenge of youth unemployment, as well as education and skills development. The Provincial Nodal Development Strategy has identified Polokwane, Fetachom Tubatsi, and Tulamela as amongst the most populated 17 municipalities in South Africa, highlighting the growth and potential of these regions. Limpopo has established a firm role in food security in our country. 29% of our households grow food within their yards. This is a testament to the fact that we have an active citizenry in food production. We remain determined to support our people in food production. Together, let us build on the progress we have made, harnessing the potential of youth, investing in infrastructure, fostering industrialization, and promoting sustainable development. Surely, Honorable Speaker, ladies and gentlemen and honorable members, you'll agree with me, regardless of party political affiliation, that we have made progress in addressing the legacy of colonialism and apartheid. We also all acknowledge that there is still a lot of work to be done. I am sure we all agree that the road to success is a journey, but not just a sprint. Honorable members, we reaffirm what His Excellency, President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, said during the State of the Nation address earlier this month, that the ANC strove for a non-racial and non-sexist democratic South Africa. This government has transformed the lives of millions of our people. The President further outlined the challenges our country faced. Various events countervailed our march to prosperity. These include state capture and other forms of corruption, gender-based violence, global economic crises, and the COVID-19 pandemic. The President said, and I quote, "While each of these events has left its mark, our country has weathered every storm. Yes, we have the scars to show, but in every case, South Africans have been resolute. We have not only persevered, but we have come back stronger and more determined. All these efforts have demonstrated how South Africans value the freedom that was won after decades of struggle. This words surely reflects the journey we have traversed since 2013, when we took office as the 5th administration. In 2013, Limpopo was at a critical juncture. 5 departments were under national administration. Confidence in our provincial administration was waning from our people. I can't forget what former MEC Magazi said in our first meeting in that executive council in 2013. That Premier Che Dinyaka Ditapel. And she insisted that we should take a resolution that we must go to the churches, ro khopela merapelo. And we did exactly that, Honorable Shoka. Honorable members, our task was clear, but yet daunting. It was to breathe life back into these departments and restore confidence in our governance. It was a journey akin to the mythical phoenix rising from the ashes, a symbol of renewal and resilience that resonates deeply with the spirit of Limpopo. In this journey of transformation, I am reminded of the words of the renowned South African poet, Lebohang Mashile, who once said, "We are all broken vases trying to keep flowers alive." This metaphor beautifully encapsulates the state of Limpopo when we began our work. We were a province striving to nurture growth and prosperity despite the cracks of the past challenges. Yet, like the resilient vase that holds the water nurturing the flowers, we too held on to hope and determination. Over the past decade, we have worked tirelessly to bring stability and sound administration to our province. Through collective effort and unwavering commitment, we have seen remarkable improvements in audit outcomes and overall provincial performance. The once prevalent disclaimer audit opinions are now a thing of the past in our departments, public entities, and municipalities. No department is under administration today as we speak. No municipality is under administration today as we speak. No municipality has a disclaimer audit opinion today as we speak. The story of Limpopo's renewal and development is far from over. It is a continuous journey, one that requires an active citizenry and the collective effort of every community and leader. Together, we can build on the foundation we have laid, striving for even greater achievements and brighter future for all who call Limpopo home. Our trajectory towards a Limpopo that we all yearn for is taking shape during an unfavorable, harsh global reality. The global economic outlook is severely affected by the NATO, Ukraine, and Russia war. Western unilateral sanctions outside the United Nations legal and multilateral frameworks, and the genocidal Israeli military campaign against the Palestinian people. Our national government took a good decision to refer this matter to the International Court of Justice to stop the genocide, to stop the killing in Palestine. Under the circumstances, we need to build greater self-reliance and increase our share of value addition in finished products. It is important to continue our efforts to achieve manufacturing localization, to deepen and expand domestic beneficiation of our minerals, and primarily agricultural products, industrialize and drive large-scale employment in our province. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable members, the Limpopo population landscape has changed. Since 2022, we are now the 5th largest province in South Africa. Although we have moved from the 4th spot, we have become the largest contributor to Gauteng's population. Our economic and social development programs should help us retain our youth while protecting their freedom of movement. Democracy has brought about many shifts. More people stay where they want to. Over 60% of South Africans are staying in urban centers and peri-urban centers. This is linked to an increased movement of people from rural areas and urbanization. However, Limpopo remains youthful, with a greater population of our population still between 18 years and 34 years old. This calls on us to strengthen programs that will address the challenge of youth not in employment, education, or training. The program that we have include our youth development strategy, including skills development, placement in work, and youth empowerment. From the year 2000, mining became the largest contributor to our economic growth. Mining contribution to our GDP rose from below 20% in 1999, reaching a peak of 28.1% in 2008. The 2008 global economic meltdown affected our economy, resulting in a decline in many sectors. At 25.6%, mining reached a new peak of its contribution to our provincial economy in 2019. The rise of mining in Limpopo has led to the positive economic developments that we are witnessing along the Dilokong corridor in Fetagom Tubatsi, Sekhukhune, and Waterberg district. It is important to distribute economic development evenly, to do away with the legacy of uneven development. Honorable members, it was not easy to untap this potential. We must thank those who came before us. Honorable Premier Ramathodi, Honorable Premier Mloto, and Matali. It was not very easy to untap this mining potential, but we did untap it. And as a result, honorable members, we have succeeded as a province of Limpopo to eliminate mud houses in the province. If you travel from Musina throughout Limpopo up till Mutse and look for mud houses, that was a common feature prior to 1994. You'll really search for them now. Prior to 1994, batho ba ba proud to ka hore ka gešo re na le ntlo ya cement. Today, you've got houses in this province which are an equivalent of houses that you find in big cities, thanks to this ANC government. Because of that, honorable members, every district in Limpopo today, we are aware that has something to offer. By developing their potential advantages, the government shall lift up the economies of all districts and improve the quality of life of our people. We are products of hope that see in the building spring leaf upcoming summer harvest. We are products of hope that see in the budding spring leaf upcoming summer that see in the budding spring leaf, upcoming summer harvest. We see in the dry beds of our rivers, simmering springs as rains begin to fall, regenerating the wetlands that had temporarily gone to sleep. The hope is born. The hope is born. The hope is born out of the significant contribution that the mining sector is making to our provincial economy. General government services are the second largest contributor, ladies and gentlemen, to our provincial economy after mining. The government is followed by finance, real estate, and trade, catering, and accommodation, reflecting the importance of the tourism sector in Limpopo. I am pleased to report that Limpopo has seen a growth in investment. Our annual investment conferences, beginning with the first in 2021, have contributed over 280 billion rands in investment pledges. The difference that these pledges brought about is reflected in their immediate implementation. These investments include mining, agriculture, agro-processing, green energy, property development, as well as trade, catering, and accommodation. Rising investment is a sign of confidence and is important to us to address unemployment and poverty. We experienced an increase in employment from 2019 to 2023. Limpopo is in the top 3 provinces that have shown rising employment. Although we lost 40,000 jobs in the last quarter, we have created 182,000 jobs in 2023, making us the second largest province in job creation. The provincial government has implemented enterprise development and support programs. These programs support local enterprises, including small, micro, and medium enterprises, as well as cooperatives. We achieve this through access to finance, markets, training, and essential business equipment. We have established partnerships with organizations such as Impact Catalyst, Coca-Cola Business South Africa, and the South African Brewery Foundation to implement enterprise development programs targeting youth, women, people with disability, and graduates interested in new venture creation. Madam Speaker, in August 2023, the provincial government of Limpopo took a significant step towards regulating the liquor industry by enacting the Limpopo Liquor Act, Act number 9 of 2009. This legislation was put into effect in alignment with the requirements set forth by the National Liquor Act of 2003 and the National Liquor Norms and Standards. The implementation of Limpopo Liquor Act commenced on the 1st August 2023, marking a pivotal moment in the province's effort to ensure responsible and regulated liquor consumption. I must report here that we met with the South African Council of Churches, and they are a lot worried about the mushrooming of liquor outlets in our communities. And I can assure them that this government is a listening government who will attend to that. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the key aspects emphasized by the Limpopo Liquor Act is the protection of the rights of individuals to a peaceful environment. This includes regulation of operational times, noise pollution, and adherence to trading hours, all aimed at promoting responsible alcohol consumption and minimizing negative impacts on communities. By enacting and operationalizing the Limpopo Liquor Act, the provincial government is taking proactive steps to ensure a well-regulated and harmonious liquor industry that prioritizes a well-being of residents and communities. Honorable members, the Limpopo provincial government is taking steps to ensure the sustainability of entities under the Limpopo Economic Development Agency. These include establishing a Provincial Public Finance Management Act 3D entity monitoring and evaluation task team. The purpose of this task team is to monitor the implementation of the leader group and GAL sustainability and financial recovery plans. Here we are strengthening institutional governance and performance management. Limpopo is known as a province where agriculture plays a pivotal role. In the first quarter of 2020, up to the third quarter of 2021, agriculture was the third largest contributor to employment in our province, after community and social services as well as trade. It was overtaken by construction in the last quarter of 2021. In the first quarter of 2022, agriculture returned to the third spot in the province's sectoral employment contribution. We have made significant progress in agriculture. We implemented agricultural support programs, such as the Land Care Program, the Revitalization of Agriculture and Agro-Value Chain Plan, and the Market Access Certification Program. Efforts in climate-smart agriculture, skills development, research, and infrastructure development have contributed to agricultural production. Our commitment to agricultural education and livestock disease control, in addition to other policy interventions, further demonstrates our resolve to build a prosperous and inclusive agricultural sector. Today, I stand before you filled with a profound sense of pride and accomplishment as we reflect on the strides we have made in the realm of public works and infrastructure development. Over the past 4 years, under the 6th administration, our collective efforts have borne fruit, contributing to the transformation of our province landscape and the quality of life to our people. We embarked on a journey in 2019 with a clear vision of delivering socio-economic infrastructure to serve as the backbone for service provision across our province. I am thrilled to report that we have successfully delivered 50 socio-economic infrastructure projects, showing our dedication to the people of Limpopo. Many of us seated here today are beneficiaries of the expansion of our road infrastructure network by over 6,000 third kilometers since 1994. 6,000 third kilometers since 1994. We sometimes just have to step out of this hall to see how the 15-kilometer N1 bypass ring road transformed the outlook of Polokwane or the ease of flow of traffic in Fetago-Mutubatse after the expansion of the R37 road. Go to Musina and many other villages in our province. We have made them attractive and accessible. People are no longer afraid of buying luxury cars in those villages. During the State of the Province address last year, we mentioned our road infrastructure projects. I am pleased to report on the progress we have made thus far. The upgrade of road D4180 from Atok Mine to Gaslepe is in the final stages of design. Work will commence on this crucial road shortly after the design is completed and contractor appointed. Road D4260 from Malope to Pokwane has already had the contractor appointed and construction has already started. This upgrade will significantly enhance transportation in that area. When and where cannot be answered by me. I'm not responsible for your ignorance. Regarding roads D4090, D493, D494, and D4096, known as Malamati roads, the contractor has already been appointed. The scope of work and preliminary design reports for roads D4199 from Appel to Ramkwana and D4190 have been approved. The consulting engineer is currently working on the detailed design report for these roads. We have already made significant progress on priority roads in the province. Amongst others, the construction of road D3278 from Blouberg Hospital to Buffelshoek in the Capricorn district is well underway. Roads D3561 in Sohole 1 and Sohole 2 from N11 to Masebe Nature Reserve in the Waterberg district is progressing. We have also commenced work on road D3669, known as Mavunga Access Road in the Bembe district. Road D3734, also known as the Tatama in the Mopani district, is currently under construction. The construction of roads D3436, D3428, and D5007 in Haramshwani, Harammetlwani, and Haramtokwana in the Capricorn district is progressing well. Similarly, the construction of road D3248 from Tapani access to Nwamita in the Mopani district is underway. We have also commenced work on road D4283 from Glencoe to Malaka in the Sekhukhune district. The construction of road D3671 from Musekwa to Maranikwe in Bembe district is progressing. Similarly, the construction of road D4109 from Mamatonya to road D885 in the Capricorn district is underway. We have created employment in all road infrastructure projects where construction has begun. The Hamaleka, I think this answered that journalist who once asked me about the performance of RAL. Is RAL still having money? Is RAL still building roads? These roads, all of them are built by RAL, Road Agency Limpopo. The Gamalekan Steelport Bridge, situated on road D2219, connecting to the R555 in the Sekhukhune district, is a joint effort between Road Agency Limpopo and mining companies in the Fetagomotubats municipality. I am pleased to announce that this project has achieved a 35% progress and is on track for completion in November this year, 2024. In the Waterberg district, Road Agency Limpopo has entered into a memorandum of agreement with Northern Platinum, securing 41 million rands in funding entirely provided by the Northern Platinum. This initiative aims to enhance a bridge and upgrade a 3-kilometer stretch of road D2357 connecting to road 511. Having commenced in November 2023, the project is presently at 32% completion stage. The project is to be completed in August 2024. In the Mopani district, Road Agency Limpopo has signed a memorandum of agreement with Palabora Mining Company to rehabilitate and upgrade road D3786 in Mashishimale and road D4424 in Lulekani, with a combined value of 205 million rands. Road Agency Limpopo and the mining company have agreed to contribute 105 million and 100 million respectively. The project will commence in March 2024, aimed to be completed in September 2025. Additionally, we have allocated resources for road maintenance and rehabilitation. This will improve the overall quality of our infrastructure and contribute to the of our road network. We have also, maybe this means I must drink water now. We have also given 19 roads to be maintained by South African National Roads Agency Limited to leverage on its capacity. Thanks to Minister Chikunga. Education saw remarkable progress with the completion of 12 schools that had been devastated by severe storms. Schools like Naridi Secondary in Bembe and Keto Numali in Mopani, amongst others, stand today as symbols of resilience and hope for our children and communities. Our cultural heritage and governance structure were also strengthened with the delivery of traditional council offices, including the recently completed offices of Karapahlelo, Bakoni Bamatlala, Davana, and Bakwena Bamatsepe traditional councils. In our quest to promote culture and knowledge, we have completed new library facilities in Seleteng, Rareshuam Patlele, Mavalani, and Ranimide. We have also embarked on the construction of 4 new libraries in Chaulu, Sekhukhune, Botshabelo, and Vlei-Fontein. Our commitment to public safety and agriculture saw the implementation of the Limpopo Traffic College projects and the construction of agricultural service center offices. Healthcare infrastructure received a significant boost with upgrades to laundries at various hospitals and the construction of new medical facilities, ensuring that our communities have access to quality healthcare services. We have refurbished the Skumansdal Museum and the Toando Government Complex. Through these projects, we have created over 21,800 work opportunities, empowering women, youth, and people with disabilities. As we look to the future, we remain committed to our infrastructure development agenda. Just last week, we have conducted sword training on the site of the Limpopo Provincial Theatre. This construction will unearth new talent and position our province as a key player in the creative arts economy. I am sure that our artists will really appreciate this. And I must announce here that we've got a number of them in this hall. We have got Master KG here in Tatempe. We have got Pleasure. Pleasure is here also, Watamayalo. We have got Penny. Thank you, Papa Penny. Aye, Papa Penny, aye. I can't mention all of them, but our artists are here. They have honored the invitation that we sent to them. Census 2022 shows that 69.1% of our households have access to water. However, amid growth in the number of households, 20.5% of our households has not yet been connected to pipe water. In addition, lack of adequate bulk infrastructure and reticulation capacity remain a significant challenge in ensuring universal access to water. This is despite the fact that our dams have recorded the average storage capacity of 81.8% as at the January 2024. As I said earlier, to tackle these challenges head-on, we strengthened our engagement with water service authorities. Since 2013-2014, the province has spent 26.6 billion rands on municipal infrastructure grant, with the majority of this spending going to water. Recent figures shows that during the period 2023-2024 financial year, the provincial municipal infrastructure grant allocation is approximately 3.52 billion rands. 9 out of 25 municipalities, that is 36%, with allocation about 100 million rands, have a combined total of approximately 2.7 billion, that is 96% of the provincial allocation. 68% of the provincial municipal infrastructure grant is allocated to 9 water service authority municipalities. In the main, this allocation is meant for provisioning of basic services such as water, sanitation, electrician, and refuse removal. Therefore, a failure to spend these allocated budgets implies we are depriving our people of the much needed public goods and services. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take this opportunity to correct misleading information desperately spread by some minority sections of this August House about Limpopo spending. Spreading misleading information from this House negatively impacts on its integrity and standing in society. The fact is that we have fought against underspending as we did against disclaimer audit outcomes. Finally, in the past 2 years, we realized progress in curbing underspending. Our efforts have brought underspending within the national norm of 2% of the total budget. In 2022-2023, if people can just listen carefully, in 2022-2023 financial year, Limpopo's under expenditure was only 1.9% on its over 70 billion budget. Only 0.15% is what we surrendered. 0.15% is what we surrendered to the National Treasury. And figures don't lie. Figures don't lie. Figures don't lie. The province,
Honorable Mapulu, you are not allowed today to engage the speech of the Premier. You will be given an opportunity to debate on the speech. Not today. Not today, honorable members. Please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The province has improved spending, resulting in receiving an additional, listen carefully, resulting in receiving an additional 250 million rand this year for human settlement grant. Guess where we received it from? National Treasury. National Treasury, I must say this in English. National Treasury, after the Western Cape could not spend this money, gave it to us. From the Western Cape. The jewel, Western Cape being the jewel of British colonialism. Our emphasis on spending has nothing to do with expenditure for its own sake. It is essential as a means to deliver public goods and services. That is our ultimate mandate. Madam Speaker, through our social cluster program, we have made significant strides in the areas of cooperative governance, human settlements, and traditional affairs over the past 5 years. This journey has been marked by achievements such as municipalities attaining clean audits, improved disaster management coordination, and the introduction as well as the implementation of the district development model. Our focus includes transforming informal settlements through formalization, infrastructure connection, and servicing of sites. Approximately 31,000 households have benefited from housing programs. The institution of traditional leadership has received substantial support. From 2014, we have been allocating vehicles to deserving senior traditional leaders to enable them to perform their work. We are honored that in 2023, we have allocated a further 102 vehicles to deserving senior traditional leaders. Our target is to complete The allocation by the end of this coming month, in fact, the coming month, March 2024, I want to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to our traditional leaders for running initiation schools in ways that makes us the best in the country. We wish the 2024 initiation season a great success characterized by zero death. Working together with traditional leaders as the custodians of our culture and heritage, the provincial government will clamp down on illegal initiation schools. I still urge traditional authorities to find a lasting solution to matters of succession and dispute resolution on their own. As the government would like to stay clear from being entangled in disputes arising from traditional leadership succession, the government does not identify senior traditional leaders to recognize. Our role is limited to fulfilling our legislative recognition after the royal families and royal councils have themselves determined who their senior traditional leader is. Ours is just to recognize. Ga re kgethi magoši, ga re bee magoši jwale ka mmušo. Kgoši e bea ke ba Mšate, kgoši e bea ke lapa la Mšate, the royal family, ga e bee ke mmušo. Rena ba mmušo, we just recognize the decision ya ba Mšate. The journey towards a better future for all residents continues, with a strong emphasis of governance, development, and community well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed educators, hard-working school governing bodies, dedicated learners, and the resilient people of Limpopo, we are now left with 80 schools to complete the elimination of pit latrines. From 380 schools identified in 2017 as having inappropriate sanitation, this, to us, is a notable progress. Our sixth administration carries pride in offering the best results in the 30-year history of Limpopo. In addition to the commendable improvement in the matric pass rate of 2023, we have realized and increased the bachelor passes. We don't just pride ourselves with quantity, we also pride ourselves with the quality of results. To move with the times, especially the digital technology or technological revolution, we have provided 35,000 tablets to grade 1 and grade 6 learners. This initiative goes far beyond the gadgets. It equips learners with digital skills and prepares them for the evolving demands of the modern economy. By implementing digital technology in education, we are ensuring that our learners are well prepared for skills of the future. Currently, Limpopo boasts 23 focus schools comprising 15 technical high schools and 8 agricultural schools. Our approach ensures that each district in our province benefit from hosting a focus school. We we have graciously received a donation from China earmarked for the construction of an engineering and technical high school. A dedicated task team is now identifying a suitable site for this pivotal project. Our focus schools have played a crucial role in nurturing talent and providing specialized education in areas such as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Our aim is to develop these schools to serve as centers of excellence, empowering our learners to excel in their chosen fields and contribute meaningfully to society. Special thanks to the Statistics South Africa, under the stewardship of our own son, Mr. Risenga Maluleka, as the Statistician General. Stats SA has donated tablets to Limpopo from the census 2022. We have established partnership to steer Limpopo skills development initiatives, ensuring that all sector education and training authorities, along with key stakeholders such as TVET colleges, community education training colleges, universities, and trade unions, as well as government departments, are aligned in our mission to uplift the youth through skills development. From 2021 to February 2024, over 1.2 billion rands has been invested in skills development in the province, benefiting over 26,000 learners and students, primarily the youth. This substantial investment underscores our commitment to empowering our young people. Looking forward to the 2024-2025 financial year, we are excited to launch our flagship skills development programs with MISETA funding amounting to approximately 137 million rands. This is huge. Remember, this is free money. It's not from our equitable grants. These programs, and thanks to Minister Nzimande, these programs target 960 learners across various critical sectors, including apprenticeships in motor mechanics, diesel mechanics, mechanical fitting, welding, and electrician trades. The MISETA supported program also target artisan recognition of prior learning for 70 workers and learnership for 250 learners in new venture creation. It further targets support for 10 small, micro, and medium enterprises, as well as cooperatives in product standardization and technical capacity building. It includes short skills development programs for 130 workers in solar installation. This initiative is crucial for skills development, youth empowerment, and employment. Honorable members, our path has been marked by significant milestones that have shaped healthcare in our province. We have made remarkable strides, particularly in reducing the HIV positivity rate amongst the 15 to 24 years age group from 1.9% to 1.3%. This surpassed our target. Our antiretroviral therapy has expanded, ensuring broader access to HIV treatment. Our efforts in TB treatment and maternal health care have positioned Limpopo as a provincial leader in these areas. Our infrastructure development efforts have been robust as well. We have commenced construction of the Limpopo Central Academic Hospital. We have commenced construction of the Limpopo Central Academic Hospital. I would be surprised. Such a huge achievement. The construction of the Limpopo Central Academic Hospital reflects our dedication to expanding and modernizing our healthcare infrastructure and training of healthcare professionals, including the much-needed specialists. The impact of this hospital will be profound, offering state-of-the-art healthcare services and serving as a hub for healthcare training and research. The upgrading of Siloam Hospital, as well as other healthcare facilities, will improve the provision of healthcare in our province. The acquisition of 566 ambulances in the current financial year will enhance our emergency medical services, underscoring our commitment to provide timely and efficient emergency care to our people. Remember, honorable members, what we said in the State of the Province address, I think it was of 2016, talking under correction, that we will buy 50 ambulances every year. And we have been doing that without failure. Yes, without failure. This year alone, we bought 566 ambulances. Our Rural Health Matters program has contributed significantly to reducing the backlog of surgery, taking quality health care to the people. The journey ahead is filled with challenges, but our resolve is stronger than ever. Together, we will continue to build a healthcare system that is resilient, inclusive, and capable of meeting the needs of our people. Neti yahlaba. Yababa. Yaba kukunela. Our commitment to the healthcare and well-being of our people is unwavering. And through the National Health Insurance, we shall ensure that no one is left behind. Our journey is far from over, but with the continued support of our dedicated healthcare workers, partners, and the communities, I am confident that we will achieve even greater milestones in years to come. Together, let us continue to work towards a healthier Limpopo. Our journey towards creating a safer, more efficient transport system has seen significant milestones in the 2023-2024 financial year. We have embarked on a transformative journey to bolster our fight against road fatalities. The recruitment of 150 young workers for our traffic learnership programs marks a pivotal step in the right direction. These learners, currently receiving a stipend, are being equipped with the skills necessary to enhance our traffic management capabilities by 2025. This initiative addresses the urgent need for capacity and opens opportunity for our youth. We have reinforced our commitment to road safety through the appointment of 274 road safety ambassadors. Deployed across all our 5 districts, these ambassadors play a crucial role. They safeguard pedestrians and improve the flow of traffic during peak hours. The refurbishing of the Limpopo Traffic College, including the construction of new residential and catering facilities, underscores our dedication to maintaining high standards of training. This investment not only ensures compliance with health and safety standards, but also positions the college as a premier traffic training institution in the region. The Shovagalula Bicycle Project distributed 2,197 bicycles to learners in rural areas over 5 years to promote non-motorized transport. This has an added spin-off of a healthy lifestyle. Our journey towards a safer, more efficient transport system is ongoing. Ladies and gentlemen, our commitment to the well-being and care of older persons has been unwavering. Through our efforts, 533 older persons now have access to residential facilities, and 13,665 benefit from community-based care and support services. We have championed the rights and well-being of persons with disability, providing care for 294 people in residential facilities. We have ensured that 3,514 have access to services in protective workshops. In fighting HIV/AIDS through social development programs, we have trained 750 implementers on social behavioral change and provided psychosocial support services to over 10,000 beneficiaries. Our family preservation initiatives have engaged approximately 74,000 family members in services, reunited 219 members with their families, and facilitated the participation of over 29,000 in parenting programs. Through the expanded public works program, we have created over 1,500 work opportunities. We have empowered vulnerable individuals and communities with 7,200 households gaining access to food through our food security programs. Together, let us continue to build a brighter future for the people of Limpopo through social development. Madam Speaker, since 2013, the provincial government has made significant progress towards building a capable, ethical, and developmental state. As part of this crucial imperative, we committed ourselves to fight against corruption in government, wastage, and mismanagement of public funds. During the State of the Province address last year, we gave a report to this August House on the progress we have made working together with the Special Investigating Unit. In addition, we are pleased to report that we are also working together with Chapter 9 institutions, such as the Public Protector and the Human Rights Commission. For those who do not know, these are the institutions which have been established by the democratic government since the 1994 democratic breakthrough. They were never there during the colonial and apartheid regime. Hence, corruption was so concealed under apartheid. This ANC government introduced the Hawks, introduced the SIU, introduced all these Chapter 9 institutions, so that we should expose corruption, even within our own organization. The decision of this progressive government to establish these institutions was fundamental to ensure that the rule of law is adhered to. Progress to date is that, working together with the Special Investigating Unit, the provincial government has implemented its recommendations into the COVID-19 funds, and appropriate sanctions are being meted against all those who were found guilty of wrongdoing. Notably, some government officials are facing criminal investigations currently as we speak. Similarly, we are currently implementing the Public Protector's recommendations on irregularities at the Department of Social Development in the main and other departments in general. In the same spirit, we are calling upon all our municipalities and other water service authorities implicated in the water provisioning report by the Commission last year to cooperate fully with the Commission and implement the recommendations. In the same vein, I want to send a strong message to all those in the public service, particularly those who are prone to commit corruption, fraud, and maladministration, to desist from committing those activities. Honorable members, during the State of the Province last year, we reiterated our commitment towards embracing and acknowledging the pivotal role played by our military war veterans in the struggle for freedom and democracy. This program of action has been under implementation since 1994. We know and we equally acknowledge that the plight of the military war veterans is the collective responsibility of our government. I am honored to report that the Provincial Interministerial Task Team established by the Honorable Deputy President is progressing with no hindrance. Similarly, we are pleased to report that our decision to mandate all MECs to put specific plans to support our military war veterans is being implemented. Furthermore, our government continues to provide educational and skills development intervention, housing and grants for all deserving military war veterans. We want to call upon all municipalities, honorable mayors, to do the same. Our resolve is guided by the imperative to implement focused interventions aimed at improving the living conditions of our military war veterans. We are precisely doing that once again, and once again, we dip our revolutionary banners in honor of all the heroes and heroines of our liberation struggle, who laid down their lives for the democracy that we are all enjoying today. Honorable members, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Bafana Bafana on restoring our pride in the football fraternity by achieving a bronze medal in the 2024 African Cup of Nations. We are proud of the significant number of players in Bafana Bafana who came from Limpopo. I also wish to thank other stars who make Limpopo proud in other sports codes, arts and culture, both nationally and internationally. Madam Speaker, as part of the duties of the Premier, I have concluded several special projects which are in the main humanitarian in nature. I am pleased to report that since 2017, working with Good Samaritans, some of whom are within our midst today, we have recommended, or should I say we have recorded, enormous achievements. My special word of gratitude goes to everybody who contributed immensely towards initiating this robust program aimed at eliminating the imbalance of the past by uplifting the socio-economic conditions of the Limpopo residents. The Premier's special projects are commitments and pledges made by the Premier, and they have been implemented accordingly. I am pleased to announce the following special projects as duly completed. Thank you. The Premier has built and handed over a house to the family of Vusi Ramusi on the 22nd of April, 2022. This was an intervention after the stalwart of our struggle for democracy untimely passed away. Similarly, the Premier built a house in honor of another hero of our struggle for democracy, Ephraim Porotho Mashishi Mogale. In Bota village, Ephraim Mogale municipality, the house was handed over to the family on the 25th September 2022. The Premier donated an amount of 300,000 rands to the St. Matthew's Anglican Church in January 2023. In 2021, during President Ramaphosa's visit to Precious Ramabulana's house in Chukuwi village, Makado municipality, the President expressed a wish for a house to be built for the Ramabulana family. The Premier fulfilled the President's wish, and the house has since been built and handed over to the family. Precious Ramabulana was a student at Capricorn TVET College. She was brutally murdered in gender-based violence. In 2023, the Premier has donated a house to the family of Inamabasa in Matolokwani village, Makudutamaga municipality, to improve the living conditions of the family. The Premier has donated a laptop to a learner at Rivoni School for the Blind. This is a single laptop. However, we are mentioning it here because the cost is prohibitive. The Premier has donated air conditioners on the 25th July 2017 to Tovela Secondary School. The Premier donated a complete set of school uniform to Gifilo Mukangwe and Khaladi Primary School, Mamune Village in Makudutamaga local municipality on the 6th of April 2022. At Riboni School for the Blind, 12 state-of-the-art classrooms, girls and boys hostels, and a house for the manager of the facility have been successfully completed. In addition, the science laboratory and the administration block have also been completed in December 2023. As we speak now, the dining hall facility is near completion. The Premier also donated 34 laptops, solar system, and other facilities to Mafato Primary School in Mtetem. The following honorable members are outstanding Premier special projects which are currently under implementation. 8 Southern Limb mining houses contributed over 127 million to the Malekana Bridge. The sword turning ceremony occurred on the 21 February 2023. Currently, the bridge is under construction, and upon completion, the long way to pass through the much used steel bridge will be a thing of the past. A memorandum of understanding has been signed by SANRAL and RAL to build the Moria Interchange Bridge for the St. Agnes ZCC Church. We hope now this project will take off, RAL, Road Agency Limpopo, together with SANRAL. SANRAL is completing detailed design of the project. As soon as that is completed, we will add another modern road infrastructure in Limpopo. From 2018 to 2023, the Premier's Bursary Fund has awarded bursaries to 48 learners to continue their studies in higher education and training. Remember, this is not budgeted in the fiscals. This is the money that we are getting from Good Samaritans out there. I am reminded, honorable members, honorable Speaker, of the words of another great South African artist, Johnny Clegg, who sang about the spirit of the great heart. It is this spirit of the great heart of Limpopo that has guided us through our challenges and triumphs. As I prepare to pass the baton to the next Premier, and together with the current Executive Council to the next Executive Council, obviously will be coming from my right-hand side. I am confident that this spirit will continue to guide our province towards greater heights. I would also like to send my words of special appreciation to the governing African National Congress for the responsibility entrusted to me as Premier for the past 11 years. The ANC did not bring me on board as a messiah, but my glorious movement brought me in as a servant of our people. I wish to acknowledge Premier Advocate Ngwakura Matlodi, Premier Ambassador Sello Mloto, and Premier Mr. Castle Matale for laying the foundation and steering the ship called Limpopo Provincial Government. I also wish to thank the Honorable Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and all honorable members of this august House. To all political parties which were represented in this august House before and now, I thank you for our relationship, which was both complementary and contradictory. I thank the Director General of the Provincial Government, Mr. Napi Nchabeling, and all heads of departments and the entire complement of public servants for their support throughout our journey of transformation and development. Allow me, Honorable Speaker, to also thank all staff members in the Premier's office. You really made me feel very comfortable amongst you. Honorable Speaker, I must single out this special person in my life during the administration, within the administration, for the past 11 years. Ntate Mohale Nchabeling. Ke be ke tla ba kae tau ngwana go betse ge be se ka wena. Le wena Mamphahlele, my personal assistant, Judy Mphahlele, le wena ditheto di a go swanela. These are the people who welcomed me in 2013 when I joined government. And some were saying, "Mara batho ba ba bereka le mathale. O ka se tsume ka mpia tša motho o mong, ka gore o tlo re gore sada lo maweng." I have proven them wrong. Ke berekile le bona batho ba. Since day one to date, asanga ke re sada lo manna. I also want to thank my protectors, most of whom I started this journey with. From 2011, Ntate Rerani, Masia Gwala, Stosa, Molokomme, Pasha. I've never changed them. It's Tomile Lebona from start to finish, and they've been so loyal to me. And all of them, I inherited them from Premier Matali, Asaka di Luman. I'll miss the humor and that is toes. You know, there is a road between Marapiani College and Dane Plus. That road, 3.5 kilometers of that road came Mpumalanga, and about 4 kilometers ke Limpopo. But this part, Mpumalanga, was always very clean, well looked after. So, it was serious problems. So, Stusa would say, Chief, until such time I went to Raleigh and told them, look, you are going to pave that tar road. And that tar road is now paved. They must thanks to Sawatua. Honorable Speaker, I also wish to thank civil society organizations for their contribution in building the much needed social complex in our province. To the people of Limpopo, I wish to say a big thank you for the support, cooperation, and encouragement. It was worth it. Finally, Honorable Speaker and honorable members, finally, I wish to pay special tribute to my late wife, the Lady of Limpopo, May Margaret Matabat. She was a pillar of strength to me from the first day as I took over the responsibility as Limpopo Premier. Matlotlo, your support was not limited to my responsibility as the Premier. You are also a dependable ally, a beautiful wife, my comrade, a caring mother to our children, and a pillar of strength to the impoverished, a gender-based violence activist, and a darling to my family, relatives, and the people of Limpopo. With your due diligence, of course, I wish to dedicate this speech, Honorable Speaker, to Mema Tabata. May her beautiful soul rest in peace. With these words, I say thank you to you all, Limpopo, for your trust and your unwavering spirit. It has been my greatest honor to serve you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There you have it. There you have it, the speech by the Premier, the very last one. 2 terms, I think is the second one after Advocate Ramashodi, and thanked all the premiers of the province. And just before we zoomed into the chamber, I asked the two of you, Prof and Doc, what are the things that you really, really wish that the Premier could touch on? Quickly, Doc, you had 6 of them. And how did the Premier fare?
I think the Premier did, touch on all the issues that I raised. Just to, go back to your initial question of whether he's leaving a legacy or a vacancy, you could agree with me that in terms of legacy, the Premier gave us the academic hospital, the provincial theatre, and as a servant of the people, like he did mention, I think there's room, for people, whoever that will be coming in, to work on issues of service delivery and rampant corruption, amongst other things. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Prof, what a speech. Youth issues, women, disability, unemployment or unemployed graduates, roads, infrastructure. What stood out for you?
When we were about to go to the Premier speech, I talked about the skills development, which of course was there in his speech. Youth unemployment was there. So he covered what I thought should be covered. In terms of road infrastructure, doing 6,000 kilometers in the province is commendable. And then it's a matter of maintaining those roads and also to add more kilometers.
All right. Thank you so much. We are wrapping it up now, right here, right now, calling it a wrap. My name is Mama Matlebianin Tuli from Jack Bootes Hall, Polokwane, the economic hub of Limpopo, the very, very last sopa of Premier Chupu Stanley Matabata. Until we meet in the next sopa, Prof and Doc, from me, we love you.
Thank you very much.